Okay, this battle was incredible. Leavanny managed to get to +6 thanks to 2 Fell Stinger KOs, but will it be enough to finish my opponent off? There's only one way to find out. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Y5 battle. Today we're in a battle versus Icy Dude from the Discord server in the OU tier. Looking at their team, they got some threats. They got the Greninja, which could be Protean or Battle Bond, depending on, well, them. Espeon's nice to see. Electrode is also nice to see. And then you got Dragapult, Great Tusk, and Clodsire just chilling there, waiting to give me a bad time. So, it looks to me like Conkeldurr could put some work in here with the Assault Vest. We can definitely take a Draco from the Dragapult and knock it off. Mach Punch is going to be important for finishing off the Greninja later, and the Electrode potentially. And then we just got to find a way to get around that Clodsire. So I'm leaning towards the Torkoal or the Ninetales just to get the Sun up straight away, because it's gonna impact the Greninja by making its Water type moves not as strong. So I think I'll do that. They probably lead off with either the Greninja, the Electrode, or the Dragapult. So I'm also inclined to not, but I think I will lead off with Ninetales and just kind of go from there. And the battle begins. Good luck, have fun, Icy Dude. So they're going to lead off with the Electrode, which is one of the ones I said, as we lead off with Ninetales. So this is actually a perfect matchup. We get to fire off a Fire Blast straight away. We don't have to worry about its Grass type moves. Even if it's got Solar Beam, it's still not going to do anything to Ninetales. So let's go straight for the Fire Blast, because I see no real reason not to. The Clodsire is probably coming in, but if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So they go for a Volt Switch, which is, of course, going to sting a little bit. It does half to Ninetales, telling me they're probably specs, because Electrode doesn't have the best special attack in the world. I know Ninetales doesn't have the best special defense, but, you know, still. In comes Thick Skipper, which is going to be the Clodsire, right? Yeah, Clodsire comes in. Makes sense, because it's the only thing on the team that really wants to just take a Fire Blast to the face, and even then, I did a lot of damage. So, if we assume they're going to go for a Stealth Rocks here, then we should go for a Will-O-Wisp for a start, cripple it, negate them leftovers real quick. Yeah, let's go for a Will-O-Wisp just to cripple it and get rid of the Earthquake's power that it has, because the Earthquake does sting from it. There we go, Will-O-Wisp comes through, we don't miss, which is nice. And that's going to be a little bit of chip damage, and also, like I said, negate the leftovers that it has on it as they go for a Toxic. So Toxic is fine. I don't mind Toxic. I would have preferred, like, I mean, Toxic makes sense, though. That's the thing. So Toxic makes sense. So what we can do now is, now that we're Toxic, we can put them in a position where they have to switch, which is what I'm going to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a nice and powerful Encore. They're actually going to withdraw. They might have predicted the Encore, which makes a lot of sense if they did. And they're going to go into too powerful, which is going to be the Dragapult. So Dragapult comes in, we go for an Encore. Obviously, it's not going to work because it hasn't used a move yet. And we're going to rack up that poison. So they clearly saw the Encore coming. So it's a good play on my opponent's behalf, that's for sure. So, if we assume they're going to Draco or Shadow Ball right now, we should go into Rotom, our specially defensive Pokemon. That's one way to go about it. I think I will do that. And this is all, like, dependent as well on whether or not the Clodsire is Water Absorb or unaware. Whether I'm going to fire off a Fire Blast or not. But I think what they do here is they don't go into Clodsire. I think they go into Electrode, because Electrode is... Oh, they are physical. That ain't good. That ain't good. So what we're going to have to do now is, because they know we're leftovers now, they know we're not Choice Scarf, so we can't scare them out with that. Not that we could really touch them anyway, unless we had Hex. So what I'm going to have to do is, I'm going to go into my Torkoal or Landorus. What's Landorus doing in this game? Landorus ain't doing too much this game, so I think Landorus is more important than Torkoal, because Torkoal can still pull its weight a little bit, whereas Landorus pretty much is delegated to taking out the Clodsire and, you know, walling this thing with the Intimidate and everything. We don't have Clear Body, which is good to note. They go for another Dragon Darts, which is going to sting. They are definitely Choice Banded, though, based on that damage. They are 100% Choice Banded based on that damage. So, what do we do? What do we do here? So, we're going to have to let Landorus go down. Then again, what's Rotom doing in this game? I don't think Rotom's doing much. I got the Intimidate off with Landorus. We should really save it for Clodsire. So now, I'm leaning towards Torkoal, because they've got the Intimidate off. It is physically defensive. We can Yawn it. All sorts. Lava Plume, get the burn, maybe. It's a tough one, this is. It's a real tough one. Okay, I'm going to sack off the Rotom Wash. Might seem like a weird play, considering I just switched in Landorus from the Rotom Wash. But I think Rotom Wash is probably the best answer here. So let's go for Dragon Darts, take us out. Because now we can come in with whatever we want and finish this thing off. And now that it's at minus attack, we can finish it off with anything, really. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go into the best Pokemon to deal with this, which is going to be the Conkeldurr. I would go Landorus again to get a second Intimidate off, but I don't want to have to sack something again, you know? So I'm going to go for that nice and powerful knockoff, and that should be able to finish off the Dragapult / do a lot of damage to anything they bring in. And now they're going to switch out. What are they going to go into, though? Elephant. That's going to be the Great Tusk, right? Yeah, Great Tusk comes in. It's going to activate its Photosynthesis thanks to the sun, which is going to boost its defenses. But we get to go for a knockoff now, and hopefully knock off a Rocky Helmet right there. Leftovers, even better. That means we don't have any Rocky Helmet chips. So they have got defense boost, which is unfortunate. But we do have the Landorus in the back to get the Intimidate off, to get the U-turn off and all that stuff. We also don't really want to take an EQ. I think I will go Landorus, just to get the Intimidate off. I think that's probably going to be best. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. So, Great Stripe comes in. And you know what? I'm looking at their team and I'm thinking, you know, if we can reset the sun and get a Fell Stinger off with Leavanny, that's actually going to be clutch. So they went for the Ice Spinner, expecting the switch, which is a really good play on my opponent's behalf. That's going to take out Landorus, but we do get some Rocky Helmet chip, which is always nice. So with Rocky Helmet chip aside, we should probably, the Harsh Sunlight faded, so we should probably go into the Ninetales now. I think Ninetales is the answer, so let's go Ninetales. We'll get that Sun up once again. There we go. We did get the Intimidate off on the Great Tusk, so not to worry about that too much. And now, obviously, Photosynthesis is going to boost his defense again, but we have Solar Beam. They might not expect Solar Beam. They might expect Solar Beam. Who knows? Let's go for the Solar Beam and find out. They are going to withdraw the Elephant, which is fair enough. They are definitely going to withdraw, and they're going to go into too powerful the Dragapult once again. We go for a Solar Beam. It's obviously not going to do too much damage, but it is a 120 base power move, or is it 110? I can't remember now. So it should still sting a little bit to a Dragapult. Not as much as I would have liked it to. That's for sure. So now we are limited in what we can do here. I'm leaning towards Torkoal because Dragonarts is definitely coming. I'm leaning towards Torkoal. Yeah, I'm gonna go Torkoal. I think Torkoal can definitely finish this thing off. For sure. So let's go Smokey real quick. There we go. Smokey comes in. And they go for a Phantom Force. So Phantom Force is absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. It means we get a free Lava Plume off and potentially burning this thing. So there's the Phantom Force. It's going to sting. It does sting a little bit. But we're able to now get a Lava Plume off, which could potentially result in a burn. It does result in a burn. Nice going, Torkoal. Torkoal, the MVP. No, not really. But anyway, Dragapult is a big threat, but now that it is crippled, I am not so worried about it anymore. To the point where I would literally just go for another Lava Plume right now. Or I'll go for a Body Press. No, they're probably just staying on attack now that it's crippled. So they're going to go for another Phantom Force. Clearly, it is the most powerful move they can go for. Well, they're probably Choice Banded, so they're probably locked into that. But we went for a Lava Plume again. Wasn't too powerful, avoided the attack. Now, how many turns of Sun have we got left? That's the real question. But they go for another Phantom Force. It's obviously doing nothing thanks to the burn. We get off another nice and powerful Lava Plume boosted by the Sun, which isn't able to take it out, unfortunately. But it's in a position now where anything can really come in and just finish it off. For example, a Fell Stinger from Leavanny. That's what I'm leaning towards. But I feel like they're not going to let us do that. I feel like that'd be too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. Yada, yada, yada. So I think what I'm going to do is, because they're going to go for another Phantom Force here. We've only got 4 turns left of the Sun. I think we let Torkoal finish this thing off. So let's go for a Lava Plume. They do withdraw. And what are they going to go into? Greninja? Espeon comes in. So Espeon is a big threat. Obviously, it's able to take us out with a Psychic, but we can get a Lava Plume off and get some serious damage. There we go. That's a lot of damage. And we got the burn as well, which is always really nice. So that is great. We actually 2-shot the Espeon now thanks to the burn. And Leftovers recovery is really helping my Torkoal out. So now that they're burned, it's not going to lower their attack power. Well, it lowers their attack, but not the special attack. I think our best bet is going to be letting Torkoal go down. Wait, how many turns of Sun do we have? 2 more turns. I think we can do it. So they go for a Psychic. And that obviously takes us out, which is fair enough. Definitely takes us out. I think this is going to come down to Leavanny again. You know? Really think this is going to come down to Leavanny again. So I'm going to go into our Conkeldurr. Yep, like so. Conkeldurr comes in. I'm going to go for that Mach Punch just to get some damage off. And also just to drain the last Sun turn. Pretty much. So they go for a Psychic, which is obviously going to take us out. Actually, we might live. We do live. Huh. That's kind of a bummer. So now, we can keep Conkeldurr alive for backup. But what we're going to do is, we're going to go into Ninetales, sack it off. We're going to bring Leavanny in, and we're going to try and finish this thing off in a... Oh, never mind, they withdrew. They withdrew. It's Dragapult. Too Powerful comes in. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So there we go. Boogie the Clown is going to withdraw. Ninetales is going to come in and get that Sun up. There we go. I was fully preparing to let my Ninetales go down to an Espeon then as well. That's a shame. But at least they brought in something that can be finished off with Fell Stinger. So that's good. Although, no, now that I think about it, they go down to the next burn. That's a bit annoying. That's just ruined my plan. Completely ruined my plan. Oh, well, let's go for a Fire Blast anyway, just in case they go Clodsire. So they go for a Dragon Dance, which is going to finish us off. And then they're going to go down to the burn, unfortunately. So we can't take this thing out with old Leavanny, unfortunately. So Dragapult goes down, and that's actually the first Pokemon we've took down on their team. But now that the sun's up, I'm actually in a really good position. Really good position. So I think we go Conk first. Or we go Leavanny. I think we go Leavanny. Because Leavanny, look at it, they're going to shoot, which is the Greninja. The Greninja comes in. We're going to go into Nanny McPhee over here, who is going to be in the sun. So we're going to outspeed the Greninja, which is great. We don't know what set they are, but I would guess they would go for an Ice Beam here. So I'm going to Terastallize into a Fire type. I feel like that's the best way to go about this. So there we go. We're going to Terastallize real quick. They haven't Terastallized yet, which is worrying, because it means they could do that to ruin our plans. But we Terra Fire. There we go. We Terra Fire. Hopefully they haven't Terastallized themselves into a Water type or something, or an Ice type. So we go for the Fell Stinger. Nearly gets the KO. As they go for an Ice Beam, which is, of course, not going to do much damage to us at all. However, they do lose some HP from the Life Orb. So, I think our best bet is to go for a Fell Stinger here, right? Fell Stinger comes through. Takes out the Greninja, which is Battle Bond, by the way. So, that's good to note. I think Leavanny can pull this back, because we're now going to get a +3 in attack. And we've got doubled speed thanks to the Chlorophyll. Now in comes Espeon. So, Espeon comes in. This thing comes in. We just have to kill it with a Fell Stinger. And then we get a +6. We get +6. Leavanny is just like a monster right now. An absolute monster. I think they're stalling out the sun turns, but I don't think it's going to work. Because now we are +6. Elephant comes in. In the Photosynthesis, it's going to boost its defense, which is worrying. But I have a very good feeling about Leavanny with +6 attack. I'm going to go for that Leaf Blade. I'm going to go for the Leaf Blade. They do Terastallize. Are they going to go Water, or are they going to go into a Steel type? What could they go into? Steel. Well, that's no good. +6 attack means nothing when you're going against the Photosynthesis defense boosted Steel type Great Tusk. Still does decent chip damage, but it's not enough to get the KO as they go for an EQ, and that's going to finish us off. So Leavanny wasn't able to pull it back, but they did even the odds a little bit. They did even the odds a little bit, because now we can go into Conk. And Conk can't do anything. They have got boosted defense, which means Mach Punch ain't KOing this thing unless we crit. I kind of have to bank on Earthquake not KOing and go for a Drain Punch. That's exactly what I'm going to do. They go for an EQ. They are defensive, so it could, might not kill, but it does KO. As Conkeldurr goes down. So Leavanny nearly pulled it back, but Great Tusk was just too good. I should have expected the Terra. I've never seen Terra steal Great Tusk, to be fair. It's usually Terra Water, right? Or Fairy? Or something along those lines. Or Ice. But anyway, GG Icy Dude. That was a fun one. But anyway, here's the team. If you want to try it out, use the code at the top right corner of the screen. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.